Hello, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our How to Create a Satellite Contest Image in a 5 Simple Steps workshop. This is a special edition workshop in the purpose of our contest, Says the Beauty of Our Planet. I'm very pleased that today we have a special guest, Peter Albert from UMedSat, who will also tell us a bit about WEkEO platform, which is one of the DSs, so the platform for Earth observation data access and processing. So let me start with a short introduction, short presentation about our contest, about the company, about the platforms. So in the very beginning, we will tell you a bit about the contest, the Copernicus program, Sentinel Mission, and Earth observation data access and processing platforms. We will also do a kind of live demo to show you how you can make a good use of CREODIAS, CODE-DE, and WEkEO platforms. And also we will prepare together the imagery in QGIS software. So you will learn how to do it on your own and how to prepare very nice imagery for our contest, and says the beauty of our planet. Our workshop will last about 1 hour, but later on, if you will have any question, we will be here ready to answer your question. So you can talk with us, you can chat with us here online, or later on you can also send us emails and we can communicate and help you to prepare good imagery for the contest. Our contest says the beauty of our planet. This is the second edition of CloudFerro contest. Last year, there was a first edition, and after the contest, we published amazing calendar for 2021. So this year edition, the goal of this year edition is also to prepare a great calendar of the satellite imagery acquired by Sentinel satellites. This year edition says Together for Green Earth. We try to raise the awareness of the climate changes. We know that there are so many events going around us everywhere in the world. We know that satellites, who are thousands actually, flying over our heads, are monitoring the Earth, are monitoring the environment, are monitoring different events in the world. We hope that together we can see more from above, and we can see how our Earth, how the land, how the seas are changing, and we can monitor different events such as wildfires, floodings, such as hurricanes, and so on. How they can empower the environment. So, what is their negative effects to our environment? So taking into account those different events, we can search for the imagery which can be acquired by the platforms, which are acquired by the satellites. We can search for the imagery, and we can prepare great captures of the Earth and of the events. For the purposes of this contest, we cooperate with three different Earth observation platforms, such as CREODIAS, such as WEkEO, and also CODE-DE. So those platforms support acquisition, support access actually to different satellite imagery. From Sentinel missions and also very high resolution satellite missions. They give you the access to data, and also they give you a processing environment to process the imagery of your choice. Just a few words about our company, about the CloudFerro company, which are the main organizer of this contest. So we are Polish private company established in 2015, over 6 years at the Polish market. But we don't only play a role on the Polish market, but actually worldwide. So we conduct many different projects, on Earth observation and also space sector, in Earth observation space sector. And we play a significant role as a cloud provider. So not only Earth observation, but also a cloud environment, which supports Earth observation data processing. So our company has employs over 100 employees, so specialist engineers. Here we have we have people from different actually fields, and we are leading cloud provider in Europe for Earth observation products, and we are the biggest public cloud in Poland. What do? We provide cloud services, and our main and I would say a very successful project is CREODIAS platform. So as a part of the consortium, we have developed the enormous Earth observation repository for Copernicus datasets, and also different datasets coming from different sensors. Later on, I will show you how the CREODIAS platform works. So as the title of our workshop, how to create imagery for the contest in 5 simple steps, I would like to show you those 5 simple steps. So first of all, we have to define our use case. We have to define the area on the Earth where there was some event, there were some climate change effects, when there was something going on. Secondly, we have to choose the EO platform. So it can be CREODIAS, it can be WEkEO, or it can be CODE-DE. The third step is to find the data. On our platforms, there are actually, for example, on CREODIAS platform, there are over 24 petabytes of data, so enormous repository. So you can search for the data from the archives, or you can search for the data acquired, example, 2 days ago. Then we have to download the imagery, and then we have to prepare the image. So all of the platforms, they are cloud environments. So you can choose processing the imagery on the cloud platform, or just processing the image on your computer. Today we will show you the way. So then let's talk about Copernicus program and Sentinel satellite mission. So Copernicus program is the European Union's Earth observation program looking at our Earth and its environment. So this is a great scientific program. It's really beneficial to all European citizens. It offers different services, different data, so both satellite data and also in situ data, so not space data. So let's say some fields measurements. And thanks to Copernicus program, all of the data sets which are acquired are completely open and completely free for all of us. So we can make a great use of the data. We can use the data for our projects. We can use the data in our everyday work. So every day from the Sentinel mission, Copernicus data provides over 12 terabytes of data. So it's a really great amount of data. So the Sentinel mission now consists 6 main satellites, but most of them, they are in the configuration of A and B satellites. So the satellites which are flying over our heads, Sentinel satellites, they are both optical satellites and radar satellites. And also like Sentinel 6, which is not actually seen here on the image, Sentinel 6 satellite also provides information about the height of the ocean, so the sea level information. So it has the altimeter on board. Sentinel 1, which is the radar satellite, provides the information no matter the weather, day and night, so in every condition. And the other satellites like Sentinel 2, the most popular satellite, I would say, provides optical data sets acquired from different places around the world. So using data sets from those satellites provide us really deeply insight what's going on Earth. So taking data from those satellites, we can detect changes. We can see what are the events going around us. We can see how green is our field, and for example, how tall are the buildings. So different data sets and different purposes and different projects can be done with the use of those data sets. Okay. Besides the datasets from the satellites, Copernicus also provides specific Copernicus services, such as service dedicated to atmosphere, marine, land, climate change, security, and emergency. All of those, they are called services, but each service provides satellite datasets, in situ datasets, and so on, and also to Copernicus services, there is added value from Copernicus contributing missions, so the data sets from very high resolution imagery. Recently, ISI has signed the agreement with ESA and also some time ago Planet, so probably well-known VHR satellite providers to all of us. So we can also make a good use of those data sets because as you can see, they are dedicated to different fields. So probably all of us are working in the different fields, and we can simply use the data sets which are available. So as an example of a satellite data set, here we can see the Sentinel-2 imagery. This is the imagery which depicts the border of Canada and Greenland. And this imagery was prepared by Adam Wasilewski, who won our first edition of the contest. Such great imagery can be also prepared by you, and hopefully it will be published in our calendar. And this is the example of Sentinel-1 dataset. It was acquired by Sentinel-1 radar satellite over Gdańsk in Poland. Maybe I will just add a few more words about our contest. The contest is open to everyone. So no matter if you are really advanced in Earth observation processing, or if you are just starting to process the imagery. So all of us, all of you, can attend the contest, and we encourage you to take part and of course prepare a great image and also win great prizes. In our contest, we have many partners, such as EUMETSAT, DLR, ESA, Polish Space Agency, who took patronage on our contest. When we will gather all of the images from the participants, the jury from our judges will take a look on the images and choose the best 12 images for the calendar. Okay, so here I would like to give you a tip where to find, which may help you to find the best imagery for the contest. So Copernicus.eu portal presents Image of the Day gallery. There are different imagery all over the world, which presents different events and different places, islands, landslides, wildfires, and so on. So if you will take a look on this website of the Image of the Day gallery, you can see what events took place on Earth. And it can be a hint for you where to search for the imagery and what will be the best, let's say, place to, event to depict some climate changes. Okay, so coming to another part of our workshop, Earth observation data access and processing platforms. So in this part, we will learn how to use CREODIAS platform, CODE-DE platform, and WEkEO platform, and those particular tools to search for the data sets and to download the data sets on those platforms. So here we have three platforms which are the main Earth observation data access and processing platforms. So as for example, on CREODIAS platform, we can distinguish two groups of users. So the users who are accessing the platform to search for the data and to download the data, but also the group of users who is not only getting access to the data sets, but also using the platform as a processing environment. So here, as on the processing environment, we can launch our virtual machines, and we can use the cloud in a very efficient way because it's for sure more efficient to use very high processing parameters to process Earth observation datasets, because as all of us know, radar images can be quite heavy, and also great amounts of Earth observation optical datasets can be quite heavy, especially when we are using, for example, machine learning or artificial intelligence to process and to prepare our imagery. So today we will learn about three platforms. So CREODIAS.eu, CODE-DE.org, and WEkEO.eu. So I will present on my own CREODIAS and CODE-DE, and later on Peter will present the WEkEO platform. Okay, sorry, I will just share my screen. Okay, so the first platform. So CREODIAS platform is a data access platform and also processing environment already mentioned. So on this portal, you can see different tabs. So under the Tools tab, we have here our application, which is EO Browser and EO Finder. And also for those who are using cloud environment, there is a cloud dashboard, which helps us to launch virtual machines and process the data on virtual machines. And also we have we give access to our users to Jupyter Hub, which gives you possibility to use different notebooks using different programming languages as R or Python. So first of all, to use the tools such as EO Finder, also Cloud Dashboard, and so on, we have to be registered users. So before entering the tools, you have to click the register button, which is here, and to fulfill all of the necessary information and to register yourself. Then when you will be registered, you will get the notification, and you will have you can use all of the tools which are here on CREODIAS platform. Okay, I will just log in myself. Okay, and then I will just enter EO Finder, which is the application for finding the data of our interest, and also it gives the possibility to download the data locally to our computer. So here we can see the map, the overview of the whole world. So for example, here in the search criteria, we can put here the search phrase. So for example, we can write here Australia, Canada, Poland, Warsaw, anything, the place which we would like to find. We can also here indicate the product identifier or path. So if we know the whole path of the Sentinel datasets which we want to find. And also we can indicate here observed time. So when the data set, when the imagery was acquired by the satellite, the time when the data set were published in the repository. We can also indicate here the position, the cloud cover, so the less clouds, the best on the imagery. And also here we have the possibility to order products using different processors, but this is the functionality which we have to pay for. We users we have to pay for, because the functionality which we see now, so without ordering different processing types, is open for everyone, and is completely for free. So searching the data and downloading the data, this is for free. We don't have to pay for it. We only have to be registered user. So when I was preparing myself for this workshop, I wanted to show you some nice example of the climate change effect. So the example I found and I would like to show you today took place actually in France, and it was in September. There were there were really high temperature. There were heat waves in probably actually all over the world, but there was a very nice imagery captured of Sentinel-2 in France, so showing alga bloom on the ocean. So first of all, I will draw a polygon over the place I want to search data from. So it was the island Île-de-Groix in France. So the island is actually here. So using the polygon selection, I will draw a polygon on the map. But also we can upload our polygon. So for example, the polygon which we have created in different software like QGIS or ArcGIS and any other. We can also indicate here point selection. So just indicate the island by point. But polygon selection gives us more results. So I will draw a polygon over here. Okay, then I will come back to my search criteria. So I will put here the observed time. So I know that the heat waves were in September. So starting from the 1st of September, then maybe just a 1 week, so maybe here. Then cloud cover. So I will put here 10%. Because I want to have cloudless picture, but of course it's very common in Europe that there are clouds almost every day above our heads. Then I will show products, only local products, because here in our database, in our repository, we have the local products which are available online, but from different parts of the world or archive imagery, we have also offline products which are orderable. So they are not yet in our cache, but we have to order the products and download them. So only local products which are accessible immediately. And then I will choose collection. So as you can see here, we have different collections. So Sentinel, Landsat, Envisat, SMOS, and also other. I will choose Sentinel-2. And then I will also choose the processing level. So I want to have the level 2A, bottom of the atmosphere correction. And then I will click search. So actually, I see that here there is a nice imagery of the island, but I would better like the imagery to cover more. Okay, it can be this one. So we can here click one by one to see the preview of the available data sets. Okay, maybe I can just add more information, and maybe I will just indicate shorter time of the acquisition. Okay, somehow I don't see good products from this part. So maybe I will just draw a bigger polygon. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't see here the data set I saw yesterday. Just one more attempt. Okay. So actually, there must be some, I'm very sorry, but there must be some problem, because yesterday I downloaded this imagery, but today I cannot see this imagery. So maybe just let me reload the platform. And look for the dataset one again. Okay, it can be this one, because here we can see the shoreline and the island. So that's the preview. So if we like the imagery, we just simply click here, download, and the imagery will be downloaded to our computer. So that's the way we look for the imagery on CREODIAS platform. And that's the way we download the imagery on CREODIAS platform. So this is one of the first steps of preparing the imagery, downloading the imagery. In the second part of the workshop, I will show you how to prepare the imagery in QGIS software. So let's now move to the other platform, which is CODE-DE platform, which is operated by a CloudFerro company, and the owner of the CODE-DE platform is DLR, so German Aerospace. So I will come back to my presentation. Okay, and I will also share the screen. Okay, so here we are at the CODE-DE platform. So as you can see here, when we will click the data, we can have the access to EO browser, which is for browsing the data and to visualizing the data. And we can also click here EO Finder, which works the same as CREODIAS Finder. But also, if we click here CODE-DE data, this is very nice website showing the whole portfolio of the data sets which are available on CODE-DE platform. So very important information is that CODE-DE platform covers the data sets for the territory of Germany. So, for example, if we would like to download the imagery showing some floodings of the which took place in Germany this autumn, this will be a very good platform to look for the data sets, because here CODE-DE doesn't cover only Sentinel data sets, but also other data from, let's say, national sources. Just showing the portfolio will give you a great overview what's available here. So let's open EO Finder application. Okay, but unfortunately I have to open another window. I'm sorry, but Click Meeting doesn't work with me very well today. Okay, so you can see here that the EO Finder looks almost the same as Finder on CREODIAS platform, because actually CloudFerro developed also this platform, so it's very similar. So here the search criteria panel works the same, and also here panning the map, zooming the map, and searching for the data works the same. So for example, let's find some data from the border of Germany and Poland. So here we see Szczecin and border of Germany and Poland. Let's find some data from August. So let's start at the beginning of August, then the end of August, and also we indicate here the cloud cover. Data catalog, we can use the data from CODE-DE, CREODIAS, and we can also search for the data from Copernicus contributing missions. So we will choose CODE-DE platforms. We will choose the collection of Sentinel-2, processing level 2A, and we will draw a polygon over the place of our interest. And then we will search for the data sets. Okay, so what we can see here, there is just a part of the imagery we would like to see. And here is the whole list of different results of the imagery acquired by the time we have indicated. So here also, when we see the data, and we can see the preview of the data, and below we can click the download button and download the imagery to our computer locally, and then process the imagery in a dedicated software. Okay, so that was the part of CREODIAS platform and also CODE-DE platform, and now I will turn over to Peter. So please, Peter, the floor is yours, and let us tell us more about the WEkEO platform.
Many thanks. Many thanks, Claudia. Let me share my screen first for you. And I'm going. So I hope you can see the WEkEO portal now. Yes, you can. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to present WEkEO here. WEkEO is, as you mentioned, one of the Copernicus data information access systems. And the difference between WEkEO and the other DSS is that WEkEO is a collaboration between the different entrusted entity, Copernicus entrusted entities who provide the Copernicus monitoring services. And in my little demo, you will see how we are providing a central hub to data from all the Copernicus monitoring systems, in addition to the Earth observation satellite data. But let me start. So when you open the WEkEO portal, there is three ways you can use WEkEO to contribute to this competition. You can use it fully interactively without even registering. And you have, I will show you that first, a low-level entry to visualize satellite data. There is a programmatic level using Jupyter notebooks, which you can use free of charge if you have registered. And there is a professional level similar to what you presented for CREODIAS. There is an option for commercial use. If you are a registered user with a paying contract, then you have access to virtual machines with more processing capabilities. But let me start first on what you can do if you're just a bypasser. You're not even registered. You can go to wekeo.eu. Just a second. Sorry for that. I still have a bit of a cold. And if you click on data, you are presented the WEkEO viewer, and the default layer you are seeing when you are just opening WEkEO is seawater velocity. So it's a marine data set, but just for example reasons. And if you want to add another layer, and I chose also a Sentinel-2 example for this demo, but looking to wildfires, then you can click here on the plus button in this overlay, and you're opening the WEkEO catalog. Before I'm going to select the Sentinel-2 data, let me just stress here that you see that we provide information not only from Sentinel-1, 2, 3, and 5P, but also from the Copernicus services. So we do have the information from the Copernicus Climate Service, the Copernicus Atmosphere Monitoring Service, the Copernicus Land Monitoring Service, and the Copernicus Marine Environment Monitoring Service. And we will soon also add the flood products from the Copernicus Emergency Service. But for the example now, I'm going to just to filter here for Sentinel-2 data. No, actually I don't have to type it. I can just click here. That's easier. And you see that I will choose the Sentinel-2 level 1C data, and I'm going to add it to the map. And I'm using the true color images I'm going to add to the map. Then because it's so high resolution data, it tells me that I actually have to zoom in to make it visible. I want to go to Greece, so I'm taking this part of the Earth first. And while it's loading, I want to show you just something else. When you're going to prepare your own example and you're working on the WEkEO catalog, I must say that not all the data sets have a visible image layer. So some of the data you can only access programmatically and download the data, and you can actually see in the catalog, for example, here the SRAL level 1 data is not displayable on the data view because it doesn't have this little overlay here. If you're seeing in the catalog this stacked image, then this is data which is visible. And the other data you have to download, and I show you in a second how you do that. So now I'm disabling here the seawater velocity. I'm removing it, and I'm going to choose here some day in August, because I know that the wildfires were around 8 August, and it should now load the data, and it seems like this is, no, okay, here, the data is loading. And I'm going to zoom in a little closer. And I'm getting here, it's loading higher resolution data. So you're seeing here that these are a series of wildfires with plumes, which you can see here on the screen. Now that would be the lowest level way of creating a satellite image, because you can browse the data, you can look to the data, you can scroll, and you could then, well, create a screenshot, and that would be the simplest way of getting the data. If you want to do more, then you also have to register. So there is a register button here, and which follows a similar process as shown for CREODIAS. It's fully free of charge. But I'm going to sign in to show you how, with my user account, to show you how to proceed. And I'm going back here to this thing. So now let's say I want to download this area. Then the first thing I can here click on Set Area of Interest. And I'm setting an area of interest, say, just here, covering a few plumes. And on that button here, I can subset and download the image. And so let's copy the area of interest from the map. That is the polygon. And I'm copying the start and stop time from my selection. Actually, I have to go 1 day into the future here to get the full data. And level 1C, and then I'm going to request data. WEkEO and CODE-DE is distributed system, so when load data from CREODIAS or CODE-DE, you load the data directly from the infrastructure, which is operated by CloudFerro. In WEkEO, the platform which is provided by CloudFerro is giving you the harmonized data access, which the last step of ordering the data is then actually pointing you to the original source of the data. So if you're downloading Sentinel-2 data, it's, well, in that case, it's actually coming from CREODIAS. But if you're downloading, for example, data from the climate monitoring service, then you're getting data from C3S, from ECMWF directly. And that leads to the fact that the data access is a bit more complex and involves a few more steps, because it's an asynchronous process. So that means I have to first request the data, and then I can here go to my jobs and monitor the job is running. So it's asynchronous, it's doing the job, it's now the job is completed. And these are the 2 files have been found, and I can order the file and then click on here and download the file. For examples, then you have the data locally on your computer and can post-process the data with the tools. Now, let me just quickly go cover the two other ways you can enhance your use of WEkEO. So if you are a registered user and you are on WEkEO platform, you can go to the dashboard. And here on the dashboard, you have access to a Jupyter Hub environment. So if you click on Jupyter Hub, then you're getting a list of Jupyter notebooks. And I just want to quickly introduce two. One is actually one is on the harmonized data access. You can find that in the public folder, public WEkEO HDA, and there is a WEkEO harmonized data access a Jupyter notebook. I'm not going through the details. As I said, it's an asynchronous process, so it involves several steps, but they are well explained here. I just want to highlight one thing, that at one point in the process, you need a JSON file which describes the dataset you want to download. So you need the dataset ID, you need the bounding box values, data range, and a few more variables. And there is an integration between the data viewer and the HDA, the harmonized data access. If you go here to your to the request. I have to do that again. So I'm copying this. Then I can click here, show API request, and then you get the JSON file or the JSON string you need for the HDA request. So you see here the dataset ID, the bounding box values, and you can copy, paste that into the that was the wrong one, into the code, and then download the data. And then you also have the data first available in your Jupyter notebook, but then you can then post-process it in the Jupyter notebook or download it to your local PC. And there is a wealth of information both in the Jupyter lab on further examples. As I said, we do not only have the data from the raw satellite images, but also the post-processed data from the Copernicus Services. So that can be satellite data, but it can also be model output or reanalysis data to which the satellite data has been input. And there is plenty of examples where you can use then external libraries to do more calculations and to create other imagery. That is the Jupyter notebook. And just also as in order to mention that, so if you are a commercial user, if you buy cloud computing resources, you have under virtual machines also the possibility to open up a full-fledged virtual machine with additional tools and additional possibilities. And that was WEkEO in a nutshell. And I will stop my sharing here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So now you had a chance to see 3 different platforms you can use, and you can download the imagery and search for the different events which took place on the Earth. Okay, in the next step, I would like to show you how to prepare in a just quick, simple steps the imagery in QGIS software. I'm sure that some of you are using QGIS, some of you are using other software like maybe ArcGIS, NV or Snap, and different other software which are available on the market. But for the purposes of this contest, I've chosen QGIS software. So, and also information. We can choose using QGIS on our desktop, and we can also use QGIS in the cloud environment. So I will again share my screen. Okay, and I have already opened QGIS software. But before going to QGIS software, let's move to the folder where we have downloaded the datasets. So the Sentinel imagery with the whole metadata structure, with the whole, let's say, band structure is downloaded in a zip file. So first of all, we have to unzip everything. So we unzip the files which we have downloaded. So just take quick time. And as soon as it's unpacked, let's see the structure of the files which have been downloaded and which we will use for the purposes of our work. So let's open it. And all of the bands which are acquired by Sentinel-2 satellite, we can find in the granule folder, and then going deeper and going to EMG data. So here we have different bands in a different resolution, because we know that Sentinel-2 acquires data in a different resolution, acquires bands in a different resolution. It's 10-meter resolution, 20-meter resolution, and also 60-meter resolution. So when we will look at the different resolutions, we can see here a different number of bands. So different number of bands can be applied for different purposes, such as vegetation monitoring, such as atmosphere monitoring, and so on. So for example, I will open actually a 10-meter resolution of the bands, and for the purposes of my work, I will just choose 4 of the bands. So starting from band 2, 3, 4, and 8. So 8, it will be near infrared band, and also red, blue, and green bands, which are the most basic one for the image visualization, image display. So then I will go back to the QGIS software. So from the tab layer, I will choose add layer and add raster layer to add Sentinel to the QGIS software. So I will choose here, and I will choose downloaded datasets. So going here to the place where we were just there. So I will choose 4 bands, so 2, 3, 4, and 8. And then I will click open. Then I will click add. So all of the bands, one by one, are added now here, so we can have a look on them. So as you know, each band, each single band is in a different grayscale. So when we will choose the different band combinations, then we will have the image displayed in a colorful way. Then I want to combine all of the bands using the functionality of raster, of building virtual raster. So we go to the raster tab, then miscellaneous, and then build virtual raster. So here we will choose the input layers. So we will choose all of it, select all, and we will choose run. Okay, they are done. The raster is built, and it's presented here. But now in this composition, I would say that this composition, it's not really looking good for the human eye. So let's maybe close those gray bands and just go to the virtual raster and then properties of the raster. Because here in the properties tab, we can have, we see here band combination, so actually symbology. So we can choose here multi-band color combination. So using the bands which we have created our raster with. So we can choose to display band 3, so band red, green, and blue, which will be the true color combination. Okay, 3, 2, and 1. And we can click here, apply, and then just move the window here. So here we can see that the visualization of the bands has changed. Here we can also see some color rendering options. So the brightness, saturation, contrast. So we can play a bit with those parameters. So to make our image look brighter, to see more contrast, or to see higher saturation. So for example, brightening up a bit our imagery, then we apply, so the colors are brightened here. If we like the imagery, we can close the window. So this is the imagery I told you about before. So that's the Ile de Goa in France. So around the island, we can see the alga bloom, which has actually occurred here because of the heat waves in September. So to prepare the image for the contest, the image which can be sent to the contest, we should simply extract just a part of the imagery. So going back to the raster option, then extraction, and then we can choose clip raster by extent. And then we will have here input layer, so our virtual raster, and clipping and extent, we can simply draw on canvas. So we can simply draw a polygon on the our imagery. So so the imagery will be cut out to the borders, to the extent of the polygon. So for example, I will choose this extent, and then I will click here, run. So the algorithm is processing, is running, and clipping our raster by the extent we have indicated. So just in a few seconds, it will be done. Okay, task completed, close, okay. So that we can close this one, and the image we have clipped is here. So also we should change the properties. So going back here, properties window, and then selecting again band combination 3 to 1. Okay, apply. We can just bright up the imagery. So this is the imagery we can prepare for our contest. So if you like the imagery you look at now, I'm not going to apply this. I'm not going to apply for the contest. You can use this as an example. You can also use this data set to prepare your imagery and send this imagery to our contest. So maybe just I'll just go back to our website, to our CloudFerro website. Here you can see all of the information about our contest. So the necessary information, how to prepare, how to take part in our contest, how to prepare the imagery for our contest. And also here are the informations about the great prizes. And also you can here see the gallery of the images of 2020 contest. So actually the deadline of the contest is very soon, because it's 31st of October. So there is not much time left. So please hurry up and then just prepare great images. And we hope to receive many applications in our contest. So just in case, again, my email address, and then also contact us, contact me in case of any question or any ideas, not only about the contest, but in general, using CREODIAS platform, using the data sets, using cloud environment. I will be happy to answer and to contact with you.